Good morning, everybody. It's your host, Lynx, here for another episode of Your Morning Commute with Lynx. I am Lynx. Well, this morning we got three things to talk about. One, a Republican senator changes his tune. A gay porn star dies underneath the scorn of many gays. And DOMA sees a vote today on the constitutionality of it. So first things first. Republican senator from Ohio. I'm trying to remember his last name. I looked it up before I got in this goddamn car, and I can't remember his first name. Or his last name. Senator or something. Who cares? Republican senator. His son comes out. Mind you, this senator's voting record in terms of his gay rights votes have been horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Well, his son comes out, and lo and behold, he has a change of heart. Why does he have a change of heart? Well, because it now finally affects him personally. If there's something that I don't like about a lot of these folk who are so against gay marriage and gay rights and equal treatment, they always stay that way until it affects them personally. They stay that way until a son or an uncle or a father or a mother or someone comes out of the closet. Then all of a sudden they have a change of heart. They don't want their children to deal with what they have already been voting into law. That's right. They've been voting this bullshit into law, and now, once it directly affects one of their kin, the law is no longer just. This is the type of crap that I talk about when I'm talking about the idiocy within our political system. So basically, you know, you have these people who have this very, very strong feeling against something. And, you know, that's fine. You know, and as far as I'm concerned, the guy does have my respect. Why? Oh my God. Why? How can I possibly respect this guy? Well, it's not hypocrisy to have a change of viewpoint. It really isn't. A lot of people want to call this guy a hypocrite. And that's not even the meaning of the word hypocrite. You know, you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to, you know, see things from a different point of view. You're allowed to. So I'm glad that he did finally come and see the light, but I find it to be very convenient that he sees the light just as we're getting ready to go and vote on DOMA. So it's kind of convenient, you know. It looks like a political move because, honestly, DOMA is not going to stand. It can't. It's literally bullshit. It's bullshit in writing. So, I mean, it has no legs. How it passed to begin with is really just ignorance, you know. And there we go. That's how it passed. So we at least have a new ally. And I'm not going to look a ally of convenience in the face and say we don't want it. Because any Republican that we can get on our side to see that equality has everything to do with being an American and that we are American citizens, we pay our taxes. You know, as far as I'm concerned, if my tax dollar is equal to that straight guy in the car in front of me, then, you know, I'm equal. I'm paying my fair share. I should have every single right that they have. So that's him. And then a gay porn star dies. Wilfred Knight. Him and his husband were married in Canada, moved to America, and of course, because it is not federally recognized here, Wilfred could not get a green card, as straight people can do. Straight people can, you know, marry someone from another country, and boom, green card. Easy as pie. Person's now an American citizen. Well, this doesn't happen for gays. In fact, for gays, you know, if you're married in a single state, you go to a state where it's not recognized, you have no federal protection. So they were forced to move back to Canada. Well, they had bought property here, you know, work, everything else. Knight's husband finds a job, then loses that job. They would love to come back home, but they can't. So Wilfred's husband, in grief, kills himself. He goes and hangs himself. Now, suicide is never the answer. To me, that's a coward's way out. In grief. Now, if someone is already on the edge, all it takes is a little shove to push them over and off of that edge. Okay? So, Wilfred's grieving the loss of his husband, and then has to contend with the husband's family. The husband's family never had a problem with Wilfred. Never would have thought in a million years that the husband's family would try to screw him. Never. They had no will. Well, the family comes in and adds insult to injury. They take everything. Everything. They give Wilfred nothing. So you have a man who's already on the edge, who, you know, if American laws were anywhere near civil, a life could have been saved. Granted, he did kill himself, but his life could have been saved. You know, had even the family been halfway decent. But the family wasn't. And this is where the importance of gay marriage comes in. You know, if there are any straight people watching this, which I doubt, but if there are, put yourself in that person's shoes. I want you to think about your spouse dies, and everything that you and your spouse had built together as a unit can be taken away from you by that spouse's family. It's sad, it's infuriating, it's frustrating. You know, the importance, and this is where we're going to segue into the DOMA thing, the importance of having equal rights, I mean, can devastate someone if they're not there. And don't tell me that we have rights. It's like we don't have rights. Don't tell me that we do. To tell me that we do is sheer lunacy. Because if you're missing even one right, if one right can be denied you, all of your rights can be denied you. So don't tell me that we have rights. We don't. This is where gays need to stop just complaining amongst each other and get out there and be active. You know, they were losing ground on this fight because, you know, they like to show the craziness of the gay pride parade whenever they talk about gay rights. But they lost that because ordinary people, ordinary looking people, ordinary behaving people, ordinary people who just happen to be gay were the ones who were having their pictures taken. We were no longer this horrible spectacle. So they started losing ground on it. And of course, the vote that we're going to see later on this week has everything to do with the story which I just spoke of. They're going to be voting on the constitutionality of DOMA. Is it constitutional? It is not. It is something that not only denies rights to gays, but it also denies rights to civil unions. It also, which affects, you know, straight people. You guys have domestic partnerships and stuff like that, where if you've lived together long enough, you guys have legal rights and whatnot. It kind of goes against a lot of that too, especially when you look at like North Carolina's vote, which goes against that, where like if you're not married, that's it. But they will be voting on this week to see if it's constitutional. I really do not think it has a leg to stand on. Mostly because it does affect so many straight people. And remember, most of these bigots don't change their minds until it affects them directly. So keep your eye on the news for that. This is big deal. Very big deal. This is something that will change the lives of gay people across the United States. And I tell you, given stories like what we hear about our, you know, dead porn star, it only brings more conversations to light, you know. Skeeter and I both would like to believe that neither of our families would screw the other, but we don't know this for sure. We really don't. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have our will drawn up because, I mean, there's just too much to lose. But we're also becoming more active. At least I see his mind changing a lot more. I mean, he has a lot of religious hang-ups, so... But I see his mind changing a lot more on the stand of, you know, actually getting married and what that means for him as a Christian. I don't fault him for being Christian. Everyone needs a faith of some kind. But, yeah, we're talking about something very big here. So, a Republican senator changes his mind. That's going to work in our favor of this vote. We have people killing themselves all because, you know, our laws are arcane. That should have something to do with getting a lot more gays out there, being visible, being vocal, speaking up, doing what we need to do to show people that we're not going to take this bullshit anymore. If it means that we pull gay dollars, that is what we do. We pull gay dollars. Our dollar is actually holds a lot of power. Why does it hold a lot of power? Because we don't have chit nor chow for the most part. No family means most of your income now goes to you, whatever you want that income to be. Even the poorest gay person is richer than the poorest straight person because we don't have a family to take care of. So our dollar holds a lot of power. And if we were to pull our buying power, they'd see. They'd see quickly. And then we have the fact that we have a vote on the federal ban or federal protection of the sanctity of marriage. And with any luck, that will also crumble. So hopefully that's what we got in store this week. We're all looking for some great news. I'm hoping everybody else out there has gotten some great news or at least is having a good time or had a great weekend. This is only the beginning of the week and this is only the beginning of, you know, equality for us. So enjoy it. Live it. You guys are living history, so pay attention and participate. Be a part of history. And with that, I'm going to bid you guys adieu. Don't forget to check us out at themailmediamind.com. Don't forget to check me out at brutallynx.com. You can also find me on Twitter at lynxbear. You can find me on Facebook as lynxbear or brutal lynxbear. You look either one of them up, you will find me and my fan page. I do welcome questions, comments, or anything else. So leave those down below. I will also leave a link to each of the stories I spoke about down below, so that way you guys can get your facts, like the senator's name that I can't remember to save my soul. And that's all I got for you guys. Have a good one.